Several people a few weeks back sent me some pictures. I don't have them in front of me. I don't even remember the guy's name. There is some guy apparently running around on Southern independent shows, and he's got the flamboyant outfits, and he's got the glasses, and he has a tennis racket, and he wears like a cowboy hat in the picture I saw that matches his suit and his tennis racket. I don't know if he uses the name Cornette, but someone said, hey, it's Jim Cornette's cousin. Have you seen this guy? You know what I'm talking about?
No, I have not. But at the same time, I mean, obviously, I would be upset if I gave a fuck. And that, I guess, makes obvious sense. If it was important still, if I would not have, and here's a question you didn't ask, I would not have brought Bobby Cornette, my cousin, in for a long campaign at that point in time, or wanted the same thing to happen. I would have been against it, because unless it was a short-term thing, because then it waters you down and it's too much of the same thing.
It would have been too close to Paul E. too if it was that time period.
Well, yes, especially, yeah. So then all of a sudden it wouldn't have gotten over anyway, so I wouldn't have been in favor of it. But 20 years later, I mean, if it gets this guy some heat, because it's not like that whatever this guy does is not going to make a difference in his promotion being feast or famine or whatever the fuck. He's having fun on the show. But it is not really a good thing when you think about it, for most guys do. That's why when it did make a difference, I always try to teach guys, if there's somebody doing a finish in the business, even if it's in a different place, try not to do it unless you're doing a little different twist on it or whatever, because then that just, if the guy's over, that reminds people of him instead of you when you do it, or the same gimmick or the same nickname, or whatever the case may be. And I mean, there's times where that rule of thumb doesn't work. Part of the reason why Buddy Landell and Ric Flair drew is because here comes this fucking wise ass low rent nature boy, but he had so much heat he made it work. It worked for him. But most of the time you don't want to do the people's elbow because it gets a pop, because yes, it gets a pop, and everybody's thinking, yeah, The Rock does that. Hey, The Rock ain't here. Who was that guy that did the shit The Rock did? You don't want people to leave the show going, hey, remember that guy that does that move that so-and-so does? Or remember that guy that dressed just like so-and-so does? You want, every move can't be taken forever and copyrighted, but don't do them all the time while they're hot. That's when everybody does them, and that's when when Jake came up with the DDT, everybody goddamn did it. And everybody was thinking about Jake Snake Roberts, who was hotter than everybody else that was doing the DDT. It's just with any, you need to change and branch off, and you need to steal from several people instead of one, because then it becomes research instead of plagiarism.